Hey, this is Chris with Virtual Pokemon League here with another deck intro. Today I'm describing the Naganadel and Guzzlord deck. We call this the Prize Buffet. See, there's Guzzlord right there. There's Naganadel with his little sharp finger there. And this is Misdreavus, who's this weird guy. It looks like he's wearing this kind of hat thingy. Anyway, we call it Prize Buffet because it gives away prizes and it takes them pretty quickly. It builds up super quickly, hits pretty hard, turn 2. That's the idea. It gives us some prizes to do so. So here's the idea behind the deck. We've got our main attacker, Naganadel and Guzzlord. For a dark, psychic, and colorless energy, it does 180 damage, which is not awesome, but it's pretty good, especially if you can get it loaded up. It just takes 3 energies, so it's a lot. Violent Appetite is a really cool ability. At any time, you can discard a Pokemon from your hand, and if you do so, you heal 60 damage from this Pokemon. That's awesome. The GX attack is really awesome as well. It's Chaotic Order GX. For a Psychic, Dark, and Colorless Pokemon or energy, you can flip all your prize cards face up and take 2 of them. So you basically take 2 prize cards. So once you've taken 4 prize cards, and you have one more turn, you just basically do your Chaotic Order GX and win the game. So you got to take 4 prizes. So how are you going to take 4 prizes? The idea is to do it quick, super fast. So here's how the idea runs. You get this Misdreavus on your bench. Nothing important. But then you somehow get Mismagius. Mismagius is a stage 1, and it has this ability called Mysterious Message. Here's how it works. Once you have this evolved, you can knock out this Pokemon, give your opponent the prize, and draw cards until you have 7 in your hand. So it's a way of drawing more cards and going down in prizes. The idea is to get 2 of these knocked out as quickly as possible. Probably your second turn of the game. So maybe your first turn you get this all set up. Your second turn of the game when you can actually attack. So this second turn of the game or your second turn, whenever you can attack, you get this done. You knock out 2 of them. Your opponent goes down to 4 prizes. And when this guy's active, what that means is that you are on Beast Ring turns. So Beast Ring turns means you can use this Beast Ring card. It says if your opponent has 3 or 4 prize cards remaining, you can search your deck for 2 basic energy cards and attach them to your Ultra Beast in any way you like. I think, right? Attach them to one of your Ultra Beasts. And this guy is an Ultra Beast. So you give up prizes till your opponent has 4, then you can start attaching energy to this guy. You attach 1 for your turn, then you have a Beast Ring, so you can attach 2 more, and you can pick which ones those are, so you can start doing your 180 the very first time you can attack. That's the idea. Now, how, you might ask, do you get Misdreavus evolved to Mismagius on your same turn? And maybe you can set them up turn 1, your second turn you can evolve them. Possible. But if you're going second, you can actually evolve Misdreavus into Mismagius on the same turn by using Duskstone. If you play this, it allows you to search your deck for a card that evolves from Misdreavus and immediately evolve it. So you can do it. You need to find these Duskstones, though. So 2 cards you need to find. You need to have 2 Misdreavuses sometime during that very first turn of yours, assuming it's your second turn of the game. 2 Misdreavuses. You need to find those. And then you need to have 2 Duskstones. That's the idea. So how are you getting those cards? Well, the idea is you get the Misdreavus. You get the Mismagius on top of it by finding 1 Duskstone. You play as many cards as you possibly can. And then you knock out the Mismagius, and then you get more cards in your hand. So you're drawing more cards from your deck. And then you use those cards to get another Misdreavus. Play down those cards as much as you can. Use as many as you can to get as few cards in your hand. And then you knock them out and you get more cards in your hand. And then you use those cards to get even more. Here are the cards that we're using to get as many as you can to get as much cards as you can through your deck for the very first turn. We've got 4 Mischievous, 4 Mismagius, 4 Duskstone. We've got 4 Mysterious Treasures, so you can get these Mismagius, get this Mischievous out, or if your first turn you got the Mischievous out, you can get the Mismagius out and evolve it. 3 Order Pads. If you flip a coin, if it comes up heads, you can search your deck for an item card. That will allow you to find the Mysterious Treasure or the Duskstone. Or if you've already got those evolved, you can use the Order Pad to find your B-String. So it's very versatile. It just relies on a coin flip. Now you're going to be, these are all the cards that you're going to use to try to get the Mischievous and knock it out and go down in prizes. We've got your B-Strings up here that you're going to be using. You also are going to be going down in prizes the very first turn of the game. You're going to be giving your opponents prizes, so you're going to be behind technically. So you can use Lieutenant Surge's strategy, and you can play it only if you're behind in prizes, and you can play 2 supporters for your game, for your turn. One of those is Bill's Analysis. Bill's Analysis allows you to search the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal 2 trainers you find there, put them in your hand. So you can search the top 7 cards for something like a Mysterious Treasure Duskstone or a B-String. You've got Tag Calls. This allows you to get your Naganadels and Guzzlords out, but also you can get a Cynthia and Caitlin. If you play this card, you can discard a card from your hand and put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand and draw 3. So it allows you to draw 3 more cards. You can also get that Lieutenant Surge that you put in your discard pile or get your Bill's Analysis out. So you can try again to get even more of these item cards. We've got 2 Mallow and Lanas. So once we get up and we hit hard turn 2, your opponent might have been mounting an attack. So it comes back and hits hard again. We need to be able to heal to survive. And remember, we already gave them 2 prize cards, hopefully, by the second turn. So they need to knock out 2 tag teams. And if they knock out 1, it's going to be super hard. So the idea is we keep healing as much as possible. If we've got a couple B-Strings, 2 or 3, then we've got 2 loaded up Naganadel and Guzzlords. And basically, we have to make them one-shot us, because if they don't, we're going to use Violent Appetite, where we discard our extra Mismagiuses or Mischievous's. So we can do that, heal 60, and we can play Mallow and Lana, discard 2 more cards, heal another 120. We heal 180 from this guy, bring up a new, fresh Naganadel and Guzzlord and attack. And then the next turn, we can discard another Pokemon and heal another 60. So a total of 240 healed. That's almost complete healing. It has 280 HP before we bring it up again with maybe another Mallow and Lana. So we've got some super powerful Pokemon here that can heal really well. And we've got some extra cards here. Energy Recycle System. This allows us to put an energy card from our discard pile back into our deck. Sometimes they play Crushing Hammers or something like that. It can cause us to discard cards. We play minimal energy, so we need to be able to get them back or shuffle them into our deck or something like that. And then we play Ultra Force Carton Boy. So this allows your Ultra Beasts to go through the effects of your opponent's attacks. So if there's a Keldeo GX that has this ability that says prevent all damage from your opponent's GX onto this Pokemon, you play the Ultra Force Carton Boy, maybe use your second card after you played the Surge. Then you can just go straight through that and knock out that Keldeo GX. Or maybe they're playing a Galarian Obstagoon that says prevent all damage from your opponent's basic Pokemon. Play this, you just knock out the Galarian Obstagoon. You just got to find this card, and you can do that because you've got a lot of drawing going on in this deck. All right, what else do we have? We have the B-Strings. We have reset stamps, so we're going to bring them down in prizes to 4 prizes. If they knock out one of these guys, we can just reset stamp them right away. And then they have 1 card in their hand. They draw, they shuffle their hand into their deck and draw for as many prize cards as they have remaining. With 1 card in hand, they usually can't do very much. We also have this Beastbringer. This is a little like one of novelty card. This is a tool card you can attach to one of your Ultra Beasts. And if it knocks out your opponent's Pokemon, a GX or EX Pokemon, you get to take an extra prize card. So ideally, you hit your opponent with 180 damage. They stay up there and try to hit you back. You come up there and maybe switch or something like that, and you hit them hard to knock them out with this time with the Beastbringer. You got 3 prizes for knocking out a tag team, and you got an extra prize. All you need to do is GX to win the game, because you got 4 prizes for knocking out that tag team. You get 2 more prizes with the GX attack. This Great Catcher is in case they try to retreat. So maybe you hit them super hard. The next time they retreat, you can bring them back up with this Great Catcher, knock them out with that Beast Springer on, and get 4 prizes, and then just GX to win the game. So we got 2 of those in the deck. The Theon will sometimes force them to bring a card to the active, so maybe you just need to pick up extra prize. So they'll bring a 1 prize or a Jirachi up or something like that, or a Dedenne, and you can knock those out pretty easily for 180. So this one, it's on your bench, you discard it, and then, you put it in the bottom of your deck, and if you do, then they have to bring one of their bench Pokemon to their active position. They get a pick, though. So this is helpful sometimes in case they just try to prevent you from knocking out people, so they will bring up their most beefy person just to kind of be a barrier. You bring up the Theon, and so they can't do that, and you get a knockout. Let's see. We play 2 more Naganadel and Guzzlord, so we have 3 total Naganadel and Guzzlords. We usually only prize 1 anyway. We've got this Blacephal on it, so this is the sort of thing that when your opponent goes to 3 prizes, you can spread 12 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon. Almost never does your opponent go down to 3 prizes, and that's because you're giving them 2 prizes. So they've got 4 prizes, and they knock out one of your tag teams, so they go down to 1. So almost never does this happen. This is only if your opponent plays one of these really slow decks that's trying to stall you out or mill out your hand. What you can do is you can just knock out 3 Mismagiuses, bring them down to 3 prizes, and basically use this. That's only if they're playing a stall deck where they don't plan on taking any knockouts. You can just spread the damage, 12 damage counters each time. And so basically you spread it out. Don't allow them to use the Lieutenant Surge's strategy because they're always ahead in prizes. And then you time it well, so you knock out a ton in 1 turn. You just spread it all around. For energy, we play 3 Dark Energy, 4 Psychic Energy, 1 Beast Energy, which when played with your Naganadel and Guzzlord can count as any of the above. And then a Draw Energy. This just allows us to draw an extra card when we play it. Because with all this energy, we really don't need any other specified basic energy. We can find this with our B-String, and this is going to be plenty to load up our Naganadel and Guzzlords, even with prizes, because we get our Beast Energy. And this Draw Energy just allows us to get an extra card in our hand, which is always nice. That's the whole deck. It loads up super fast. It's really consistent. You kind of have to know how to play it. You have to know what cards to play at what particular time so that when you explode this Mismagius and give them a prize, you have as few cards as possible in your hand. So you've got to time that out. And doing that will allow you to draw more cards from your deck and make it much more likely that you're going to get those B-Strings on the B-String turn. So it takes a little bit of practice to try to figure out how to get it consistent, but it pretty consistently, your second turn at least, can get 2 Naganadel and Guzzlords loaded up, doing 180 damage. And so it's super powerful in that way. The only way that your opponent can really win in this one is if they can knock out your tag teams in 1 shot. So it's really good against those that rely on hitting twice. That's it for this Naganadel and Guzzlord, the prize buffet one. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy our matchups with this deck. Thanks, bye.